to address you on a very important topic, which is very significant as we celebrate National Heroes Month. Joseph Chatouillet should not be our national hero. Let's take a quick look at the 1700s, when the British were interested in conquering St. Vincent. They were very persistent and seemingly stronger than the people who inhabited this island at the time. Then out came a hero. Sounds like stories out of the comic book, doesn't it? Well, it is not. This is a true story, one that happened here in this blessed land. Now let's get back to this present moment. Should Joseph Chatouillet be our national hero? Take for instance Superman. I have not the slightest clue what he has done for America, yet our children view him as a hero. Not forgetting the famous Batman, Catwoman, and Spider-Man. How about we teach our children of a real hero, Paramount Chief Joseph Chatouillet? If his name doesn't ring a bell, you need to come back to reality, because this man is indeed a figure of heroism. Mr. Chairman, let us envision ourselves in a courtroom. Joseph Chatouillet is now brought before your presence to be prosecuted as National Hero of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, under the criteria presented by the National Heroes Act of St. Vincent, Chapter 5, Section 10. Listen carefully to these criteria. A person who was born in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or B, at the time of his death, was a citizen of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or was entitled to be a citizen of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. C, the person has given outstanding service to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and his contribution has altered the course of the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. D, has given service to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which has been exemplified by visionary and pioneering leadership, extraordinary achievement, and the attainment of the highest excellence, which has redounded to the honor of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And finally, has, through heroic exploits and sacrifice, contributed to the improvement of the economic, social, and political conditions of St. Vincent and the Grenadines generally. Now, Mr. Chairman, how do you find Joseph Chatouillet? Guilty. Mr. Chairman, although mystery surrounds the life of Joseph Chatouillet, no one knows for certain the date of his birth, exactly how he lived, or details of his family. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has made it clear that Chatouillet was made a national hero because of his defense of his homeland. He died fighting for his homeland. Mr. Chairman, Joseph Chatouillet died in St. Vincent on March the 14th, 1795. Fighting for his people, the Hairouna. Apart from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, he is also the national hero of Belize and other Caribbean countries. The reason behind this is that he fought for these countries during war against the British. Permanent representative of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to the United Nations described him in 2011 as his country's sole national hero. The first Carib War in St. Vincent forced the British to sign a treaty with them under the leadership of Joseph Chatouillet. Never before had the British signed a treaty with indigenous people. If it was not for Joseph Chatouillet, St. Vincent and the Grenadines may not have been the first country for this to take place. This is historical. It is quite understandable that years after his death, great men arose such as George McIntosh, Robert Milton Cato, J.P. Eustace, and the list goes on. There is no disagreement that they to be given the name of national hero. However, Joseph Chatouillet's name should not be taken away as first national hero of St. Vincent and Grenadines, for it is his bravery and courage that influenced the rising of these great men. Mr. Chairman, Joseph Chatouillet should be prosecuted as national hero of St. Vincent and Grenadines, for he has met every requirement needed for this position. In an article published on March 16, 2007 by Sharon Garway, one of this country's leading journalists, and I quote, Prime Minister Dr. Gonsalves referred to the Rebecca Bridge as a spiritual connection between the people of the North and those in the South here, in SPG, end quote. With all due respect, I do agree with our Prime Minister, but Joseph Chatouillet should be compared to more than a bridge that he is more of a unifying force than that bridge. Furthermore, Mr. Chairman, SVG Ministry of Tourism website is an article explaining National Heroes Day. Says that under Chatouillet's leadership, Africans, Caribs, and enslaved Africans, whether shipwrecked or who escaped from oppressive power of the big and mighty British, is nearby countries like Barbados, St. Lucia, and Grenada, sought refuge in mainland St. Vincent under the leadership of Chatouillet. Mr. Chairman, Chatouillet fought for our ancestors, the slaves. Under his leadership, they were freed right here in St. Vincent. He lives in you, he lives in me. Take a moment to think, even a moment of silence to honor his name. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I must say, let us not allow Joseph Chatouillet to roll in his grave by taking away the honor that is rightfully his as the first national hero of St. Vincent and Grenadines. May his soul rest in peace, and may we as Vincentians continue to see him for the brave, courageous, and strong man that he was. Joseph Chatouillet, the blood you shed is a symbol of the contribution you have made to the freedom we have today. You paid the ultimate price. I say thanks to you. All hail Paramount Chief Joseph Chatouillet. May his name live on forever. I thank you.